Hello everybody, this is Gareth Cahoon Speaks back here with another video. This one is a sad one and a happy one and yet a sad one. International Holocaust Remembrance Day is always on the 27th of the 1st, 2026. On Holocaust Remembrance Day this year, last Israeli hostage remains are brought back home. Syrian Kurds issue warning. Jerusalem, Israel. As the Middle East braces for war with Iran, a war in Syria is raging, and in Israel, the body of the last Israeli hostage was finally recovered in Gaza on the day before today's commemoration of International Holocaust Remembrance Day. Now, does that not prove to you, people out there that are watching this, what an awesome God we serve? Israeli troops located the body of the last hostage police officer Ran Gavili in a Gaza cemetery and returned it to Israel on Monday after 843 days in captivity and also dead. It marks the first time since 2014 that there are no Israeli hostages in Gaza. Gavil was on leave on October 7, 2023 because of an injured shoulder. He went out to fight anyway and died defending his kibbutz Alomim from the Hamas attack. His body was kidnapped into Gaza. Israeli President Isaac Herzog released a short video showing him and his wife removing their yellow pins, the national symbol of the hostages. At the residence, Herzog spoke about recovering Gavil. He declared an entire nation is breathing an enormous sign of relief tonight, as all of our hearts are with the Ran's family, especially his parents, Talik and Isaac, who fought heroically and with remarkable courage to bring their son home. Michael and I just had a very moving conversation with Talik and Isaac, and our hearts and the hearts of the entire nation of Israel and Northern Ireland are with them. The United Ambassador to Israel, Ambassador to Israel, Mike Huckabee, said it was a privilege to remove his pin. I have said on many occasions since I was posted here as an ambassador that the happiest day of my tenure was going to be the day when I could remove this pin, because it meant that the last hostage would have been freed and home with his family, Huckabee noted. Speaking outside their home, the family thanked the Israeli Defense Forces and the police and the government, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and the people of Israel for standing with them. Gavili's sister Shira stated, "We want to thank President Trump, Steve Witkoff, Jared Kushner, and all the people behind the scenes. We are so grateful for bringing Ran home and your success, Mr. President. When you looked in our eyes and you said we're going to bring Ran home, and you promised us and we believed you, and we're thankful for this, and I want to thank everyone who helped." Meanwhile, in northeast Syria, tensions are high despite a ceasefire agreement between the forces of President Ahmed al-Shara and the Kurdish Syrian Democratic Forces, known as the FDS. Fighting has broken out across the region and Russia evacuated its troops from a nearby airbase, signaling more trouble is on the way. CBA News military correspondent Chuck Colton is in the city of Koishili and observed the many are fleeing the surrounding areas to come into the city. He reported here in North Syrian city of Koishili. This is a city that's been under the control of the Syrian Democratic Forces of the Kurds for more than 10 years, but now this city of 180,000 people has another 200,000 people who have shown up here as refugees from the surrounding area. That's because al-Shara's forces are trying to push the SDF and the Kurds out of this region altogether, and they are being encircled and are encircling the city with their forces, even though there's supposed to be a ceasefire. Holden continued, we heard fighting al-Shara's forces are able to cut off the city, then that will cut off all means of resupply and escape. Holden spoke of residents about the situation. One named Kabat said, and now we are suffering a lot to provide the needs of these displaced people here and to protect our area. We are here under attack. We don't know when the attack will end, even if a ceasefire, if there's a ceasefire, but still the attack is ongoing. One Kurdish resident of Kashmili said it was the worst and most challenging time they have experienced since 2011, and their fight is against the terror group ISIS. He insisted because this is not any more about, two parties who are in conflict now. This is more likely about ethnic cleansing and groups that are getting into a dispute and a conflict. He added, and this is the worst nightmare that we couldn't even imagine. And I think if this is going to grow, it will have a very bad and catastrophic outcome. I would say, and it would impact the whole region. The Kurdish residents say Americans are not getting the story from the media. Seeing the president say, that they got paid a lot of money is a very, very insulting to the Kurds. People sacrificed over 20,000 to save the world because this is not about the money when it comes to giving, such sacrifices. All this as the international community marks International Holocaust Remembrance Day. In Jerusalem, Prime Minister Netanyahu told the second annual International Conference on Combating Anti-Semitism that hatred of Jews is the most prevalent on social media. He announced this is the new battlefield and this is where we must consider counter with our own weapons. We are late in the game, but we will win this battle too, as we won on the battlefield. So I just want to say to Israel and the Jewish people, Am Israel High, the people of Israel live, and on International Holocaust Remembrance Day, I just want to pay homage to all of the living hostages who came back dead, meaning come back with all sorts of mental distresses such as PTSD and other mental conditions from their time in captivity, and those who lost their lives in the fight, like Ran Gavilli, the last dead survivor of October 7th, is finally home on International Holocaust Remembrance Day. We serve an awesome, awesome, awesome and mighty God. Whom shall we fear? Shalom, Maranatha, and Hallelujah.